Okay, Scratch helicopter tutorial. So, first thing we're going to do is we'll start a new game, and as you can see, I've started a new Scratch game, and I've just deleted Scratch, this cat there, because we don't need him. The next thing you're going to need to do is we're going to need to upload some sprites. Now, I've already been on the learn.co.uk site. You can find the link in the tutorial. Click to the actual page, and you'll see there's four sprites you need. You need the 3 of the helicopter and then 1 of the helicopter in flames. So we've got the 1, 2, 3. Let's create a new sprite and let's do it by upload. So upload a sprite, and as you can see here, I have 1, 2, 3. Those ones there. Let's click on that one, first one. There we go. And that's there as uploaded a helicopter, which is good. Now we don't want to add multiple sprites because that will actually add lots of different characters. This heli here, these are just all different costumes on the same sprite. So what we need to do now, we've got one costume, click on costumes, and let's add the rest of the costumes. That one was heli 1 newest, so we'll add heli 3, and again heli 4, good stuff. Excellent. And let's just rename that costume 1, costume 2, costume 3, and the last one is the fireball, and let's call that, we'll just call that fireball. There we go. So now if you look here, we've got one sprite and it's got 4 costumes. We've got these ones here that we're going to rotate through while he's flying, and that's going to make it look like it's flying. And then if he crashes, we're going to change it to the fireball there. So let's have a go. So the first thing we're going to do, let's move our sprite here, is let's get the helicopter animating. So how do we do that? Well, all we have to do is we say, when I receive message, and let's call this flying. So we create a new broadcast and call it flying. And whenever we're flying, all we'll do is forever. There we go. Forever. And we need to cycle between these costumes. So let's have a look. Let's go. Switch costume to costume 1. Wait a tiny little amount of time. Let's call it 0.2. We might have to change that. And then switch to costume 2. There we go. Duplicate. And there we go. 1, 2, 3. Good. Perfect. So now, there we go. Let's say when press start, let's broadcast flying. There we go. There you go. That's our helicopter. Looks like he is flying away. Let's change that to 0.1. Let's make that a bit quicker. There you go. So there's our helicopter flying away. Perfect. Now our helicopter at the moment is a bit big, so let's click on the shrink tool. Let's make him a bit smaller. That's about the perfect sort of size. And there he is flying away. Good. Brilliant. Now, so we've got him and he looks like he's hovering. The next thing we're going to do is going to make him move up and down. And the idea being is that whenever I'm holding spacebar, he moves up. Whenever I let go, he goes back down. So this is nice and easy, this one. We'll create another. In fact, we'll put it below this flying one. Let's have a look. Good stuff. And there we go. When spacebar clicked. And again, we'll do another forever loop. And there we go. If we are holding up, if the space key is pressed, let's increase his Y coordinate. We are change Y. There it is, change Y by 10. Now this refers to the Y coordinates. As you can see, the coordinates here, and it's just like any on a graph. So your Y coordinates go up and down. So if we increase his Y, he's going to go up. If you decrease his Y, he's going to go down. So let's have a go. So here we go. If spacebar is pressed, let's change Y by 10. Let's just do that 5, so it might move. And in fact, actually, that needs to be an if else. Here we go. If his spacebar is pressed, we change Y by 5. Otherwise, we change it by -5. Get rid of that if. There we go. And then hopefully press start. There you go. So, as you can see, Press spacebar, it goes up. I let go spacebar, it goes down. And we probably want to change that. Let's do that a little bit. Let's put it as 3 and -3. Let's try that. There we go. So that's a nice sensible sort of speed for our plane is flying. Now, there we go. The only problem is here now if I press stop and I press start again, as you notice when I press start, he's still down the bottom. We don't want him to start at the bottom. We want him to start in the middle there. So what we need to do here is we'll attach it to one of these when start clicked. And let's say, here we go. Let's go to. Now if you notice, when I move this here, look what happens to the go to. There we go. There you go. You can see it. When I press start, it actually changes the coordinates, and that matches where it is at that point in time. So it's a nice quick way of, if we put that there, we know that any time we press start, it goes to that start coordinate there. That's perfect. There we go. Brilliant. Good. So we've now got a plane that goes up and down. So the next thing we need to do is we just need to make it so that when I'm holding the let's say the D key, it goes to the right, and let's do the A key to go left. There we go, left and right. So what we can do here is let's tag it onto the bottom of here so it's nice and neat. This can be the movement one. So if, there we go, if we are holding D, let's have a look. If we're holding the D key, then let's change the X coordinate. So again, this is going left and right, not the Y coordinate, which goes up and down. Let's change the X coordinate, and let's do it by, let's try 4 first. Duplicate that, and D is for right, which means that A is for left. Change X by -4. Good. So let's have a look. So now, if we hold space, it goes up and down, and there we go. If we hold forward and down, there we go. There we go. It goes, there we go, forward or backwards. Perfect. Good. Brilliant. So there you go. So now what we've got here is we've got a helicopter that flies up and down and forward and backwards. So that's okay, but it's a little bit boring because it's just on a white screen. So what we need to do now is let's create our first bit of background here for level 1. So let's click onto the stage. Let's go to our backdrops and let's choose. I'm going to do the circle tool. Not circle tool. I'll do the brush tool. It's going to act in the same way, but it's just a bit easier to use. And let's use the brown one. Don't like that brown. Let's go for a darker brown. There you go. So the first level here is not going to be too difficult. Again, you're probably going to want to play with this, make it a little bit more, a little more accurate and stuff. But this is enough to get you going to sort of give you an idea of the sort of thing that you're going to want to use. Let's put it about there, maybe. There we go. And the first one is we're just going to fly. It's just got to navigate through the cave. It's only level 1, so let's not make it too hard. There we go, level 1, and to about there. Perfect. So now, good stuff, and let's click. Let's fill that up with a blue sky there. Let's press start. Good stuff. And there we go. There you go. There you go. There we go. And there you go. So now he can fly up and down. There we go. Brilliant. Perfect. Good. So he can fly up and down. But at the moment, as you can see, if he hits these walls, nothing actually happens. So we need to change that. What we need to do is we need to say, if he's touching the wall, then he needs to die. Here we go. So let's first of all, let's do a quick thing here. Let's add the trigger first of all. Let's say when he's flying, here we go. If he touches the wall, there you go. When he's flying, if it's touching there we go. Oops. There we go. If he's touching colour, that one. So if we touch that colour there, notice I just clicked there and then clicked over here. That allows me to choose. So if he touches that colour there, then what we're going to do is we'll change his costume, switch costume to Fireball, and there we go. In fact, actually what I will do is, yeah, let's do that. Switch the costume to Fireball, and we'll stop other scripts inside of, let's have a look, stop all scripts, should we do? There we go. Stop this script. Stop this script. There you go. Good. There you go. So let's have a look at that. Here we go. If it touches, there you go. Perfect. So that's perfect. Brilliant. Here we go. Let's try that again. Now, if you notice, if I press play, there you go. So it switches back to the proper costume. Good. And oh, there you go. Straight into a fireball. Good stuff. And actually, what we need to do here is, if he hits that wall there, he doesn't want to go through the floor there. He needs to stop there, really, doesn't he? So there we go. So at the moment, what we've got here is we've got all sorts of things happening. Here, this script is this script's doing stuff. Now I could try and do it so that it says here if it's touching black there as well. We could stop that. In fact, that will work. Let's just do that. There we go. If he's touching colour, let's just duplicate that, and we'll just stop this script. There we go. Stop this script. So let's see if that works now. Here we go. So if he's touching colour, bam, there we go. And he's stopped and he's dead. Good. Perfect. Good. So there's one, there's two scripts. So far we've got a plane that flies up and down. When we press start, it starts flying. If he touches a wall, then he explodes and he dies. Good. Brilliant. So that's a good start there. What else do we want to do? Well, really what we want to do is we want to give him a number of lives, because he doesn't want to just be game over there. We want to give him like 3 lives, that's, 3 attempts. And then if he dies 3 times, then it's game over. So what we want to do there is, first of all, if we want to give him lives, we're going to need to set him up with some lives. And let's start, there we go, lives. Here we go. And this is, there we go. And at the start of the game, we'll set his lives to 3. Here we go. And there we go. If where are we at? If he's touching fire, if he's touching the colour brown, change his lives by -1. There we go. -1. Good. So there you go. So he changes his lives by -1, and brilliant. That's sorted. Good. So change his line by -1. But what we need to do now is, if he does die, what we wanted to do is we need to have a little thing that sort of waits 3 seconds and then makes him reappear again. So what we need to do here is, let's use a broadcast, and let's create a new one. Let's call this restart. Restart level. There you go. Restart level. So when he restarts the level, here we go. We're going to wait 3 seconds, and then we'll move him back to the start. So how do we move him back to the start? Well, moving him back to the start, really, it's this script here, isn't it? Really, it goes to that point there, and when he presses start, it does that. So really, what we want to do now is we want to use, let's use another one here, and let's change this to start level. There we go, and let's call that start level. Good. So this one says start level. So when we restart the level, when I receive restart level, we wait 3 seconds and then we start the level again. Good. So we broadcast start the level. Good stuff. We'll get all that going. Of course, we need to receive this restart level. So let's put one here inside of there. So when we die, we lose 1 life, and then we restart the level. Good stuff. Excellent. Good stuff. Brilliant. So let's just try that again. Let's see if that works. And as well as starting the level, he's going to have to start flying again, isn't it? So let's broadcast start level and start flying. So let's have a look at that. What we're paying attention to here is his lives. So we press start. Here we go. Whoops. And there you go. What's happened there is, at the start of the game, we've broadcast flying, but we haven't broadcast start level, so we can't move anywhere. There you go. Let's have a go. There you go. So now, here we are. We've got 3 lives. We're moving up and down. Let's see if that works. Boom. He dies. He's down to 2 lives. 1, 2, 3. And he's back in the start of the level. Perfect. Let's see if he goes down to 2 lives. Boom. Down to 2, 3, 2, 1. Back in the center. 3, 2, yep, it's down to 0. And now he's down to 0 lives. Because the only problem here now is it's still flying. And that's because, and it's going down to -1 now. And that's because here, after we've changed the lives by -1, we need a bit of an if statement in here somewhere. Let's put it there. Oops. And what we can say here is, oops, Let's put an if statement there, get rid of that an if else statement. So what we want to say here is, whoops, there we are. If his lives are greater than 0, let's have a look. If his lives, so if the player's lives are greater than 0, then we restart the level, which is good, and then stop the script, which will restart it and then restart it. Otherwise, we don't want to do that. We want to broadcast game over. There we are, game over. Start level, game over. New message, game over. There we go. And the game over, we're not going to do anything with that just yet. It's going to broadcast it. What we'll probably do is hide this sprite, stop all these scripts, and then display a game over screen. In fact, let's do that now. Let's just have a go. So what we'll do is we'll hide that sprite, broadcast game over, hide this sprite. Of course, if we're hiding it at the end of the level, at the end of a game, it also means that at the start of the game, we're going to need to show him there. Good stuff. So otherwise, he won't show the next time round. And let's have a look. Good stuff. And when I receive, in fact, let's just add another backdrop. There we go. Add another backdrop. You could do a prettier backdrop, but I'm just going to put game over. There we go. Let's make it nice and big. Obviously, you can make a much better backdrop than I have, but I'm just going to put game over. Ooh, it's a very dark colour, isn't it? There you go. Game over. Brilliant. So there's the game over. Let's call it game over. Good. Excellent. That's level 1. Good stuff. Excellent. So what we can say here now is when I receive game over, we change the backdrop to game over, which is good. Of course, we're also going to need one that switches it back at the start of the game. So when start is clicked, we switch to level 1. So now, hopefully, when we press start, there we go. 3, it goes down to 2 lives. And then it goes down to 1 life. Good. And then it goes down to 0 lives. And it goes to game over. They are perfect. And now if we press start again, it works. Good. So there you are. So we've got the moving script. We've got the restart level script. Good stuff. And there you go. Start level. Good stuff. Excellent. Here we go. Good. So we've got that there. That's working okay. That's for one level. But what we want to do now really is we want a game that's got multiple levels. So let's add another backdrop. Here we go. Let's add another backdrop. Let's put it in there. Here we go. And let's add a level 2. So this time, let's level 2. Let's get the grey, brown. There we go. Whoops. Don't want to do that. That's going to be a great level. And this one's going to get a bit harder. There we go. Now, it is a good idea when you're making these games to take your time and see how your level goes. You're going to have to run it a few times, see how easy it is. Is it too easy? Is it too hard? Make sure your levels don't get too hard too quickly. Otherwise, your game's going to be impossible. But also don't make it too easy, because otherwise, if it's too easy, it'll just get boring. So there we go. I've got that bit there. Let's just colour in the bottom of it. There we go. So there's my level 2. I've got level 1, level 2. Now, you're probably thinking, well, level 2's not actually harder than level 1, but it will be in a minute. I'm going to show you why. But let's just go here. Let's paint that there. Good. So we've got level 1 and level 2. Let's just call that level 2. Level 2. Good. There we go. So, how does it work on level 2? Well, again, it's going to be back in the same position. Good stuff. So what happens when we get on to, how do we get to level 2? Well, let's have a look at it. He's here, and his x-coordinate here is, let's have a look. If you watch these figures here, his x-coordinate is about -2. So here he's going to come along, he's going to come along, and he's going to come along. Now, there we go. When he goes over this way, and his x-coordinates gets greater than 220, when his x is greater than 220, we need to move on to the next level. And so in order to move to the next level, we need to teleport him back to here and change the level. So there's two things happening. When his x-coordinate gets greater than 120, we switch levels, we change levels. So let's have a look. How do we do that? Well, here we go. Again, another if statement. I'm going to put that one in this start level one here because that's to do with where he's moving. That sort of makes a bit of sense. So what we do here is we say if his x coordinate is greater than, if his x is greater than, where's his x coordinate? There we go. If his x position is greater than 220, what do? We move him back to, let's go back to that position there. There we go, go to. So his x position is greater than 220, we move him back to the start, and we need to change the level by 1. Well, how do we change the level by 1? Well, the easiest way to change the level by 1 is to keep track of what level we're on using a variable. Here we go. So let's call it level. There we go. And at the moment, when press start, here we go. At the start of the game, set the level to level 1. So at the start of the game, we're on level 1. And here we go. X position, when it's greater than 220, we go to, we switch back to that position and we change the level by 1. Good, there you go. So that's okay, good stuff. So what does it mean to change the level by 1? Well, let's have a look. We're also going to have to change the backdrop here. It's going to have to switch, isn't it? Now the easiest way to do that, I find, is just to create a loop that constantly checks. It's quite lazy, it's not very efficient, but it does the job. So we just say forever, and we add an if statement for each condition, for each level that you've got. So if level equals 1, there you go. If level equals 1, there we go. If level equals 1, there we go. Then we change the backdrop to level 1. Set backdrop to level 1. Switch backdrop to level 1. There we go. If the backdrop is 2, there we go. If the level is 2, switch the backdrop to level 2. Now, there we go. The only problem we're going to have here is when, there we go, is when we reach game over. If it receives game over, this game over thing is no longer to switch because this is constantly checking. If you get game over, it's going to turn to the game over, but then this thing here is immediately going to go, oh, hang on a minute. We're on level 1 or level 2, so it's going to switch the backdrop back. So what we can do here is when I receive game over, what we'll do is we'll just stop all the other scripts. Let's stop other scripts on this sprite. There you go. Or we could just do stop all. So that hopefully that will work. If it's on level 1, we switch to level 1. If it's on level 2, switch to level 2. If we receive game over, we switch game over and we stop all. So let's have a go at that, shall we? So let's have a quick look. Boom. There you go. We're on level 1. We've crashed. There you go. Boom. It's back down to 1 life. And boom, again, it's down to 0, boom, and it's game over, so that works fine. Okay, now the other one is, let's have a look, let's see if we can get to level 2. Oops, no, I've crashed. That's me no good at this game. Let's have a go. Oh, crashed again. Definitely no good at this game. Let's have a look. So, whoops, here we go. Let's have a look. I think I made the game too hard for me. There you go, perfect. So now he's on level 2. There we go, and if we crash, he dies. Now let's check as well. Let's make sure if I am on level 2 and I crash but I've still got lives that I don't go back to the start. Let's have a look. Brilliant, there you go. And he should go back. Oh, and now I have crashed again. Let's make sure I don't crash a third time. There we go. So we're okay, good. There we go. Now, that's okay. That's pretty cool. And at the moment that only works for 2 levels. Let's just add 1 more level. It's not too hard to add another level. Let's create a new one there. Let's use the pencil. Let's add some more brown. There we go. Good, here we go. And there we go. Smash, smash, smash. There we go. And there you go, there's level 3. That should do it. Here we go. Good, so there's level 3, and let's fine. Let's just add some colour in again. There you go. So we got level 3. Let's just call that level 3. You could do as many levels as you like. There you go, level 3. And we'll just add, again, just duplicate that. Add another bit there. If it's level 3, switch to level 3. There you go. And hopefully now, if I can actually get through my game, I should be able to get to... Oh. What's happened there? Seem to have got a glitch there. We'll have to find out what's happening there. Let's have a look. If it's level 1. Oh, yeah, it did crash then. I don't know why it didn't crash before. Let's try again. Let's see if we can get to level 3. There we go. Up to level 2. Let's see if we can fly through to level 3. Good. There's level 3. Oops. Oh, that's interesting. There's a bit of a glitch there. So at the moment, if I hit that there, it sort of stops, which is interesting. I don't know why it stops. But then it doesn't crash. We'll have to look at that in a minute. But what we're going to do also here is, before we look at that little area, we'll work out what's happening there, is on level 3, I've decided I'm going to have an enemy on level 3. Let's have what we got? Let's have a flying crab. Let's have a flying crab enemy. Here we go. So what's going to happen here on level 3? I'm going to have a crab. Does he go pinch pinch? Yeah, look at that, brilliant. I'm going to have a flying crab that goes up and down here just to add a bit of drama to it. So let's make him a bit small because he's huge at the moment. There he is. Good stuff. Good. There you go. Perfect. Now, he's only going to appear in level 3 and he needs to appear there. So I'm going to say when start clicked, let's hide him because we don't want it to hide. And forever, let's have a look. Let's do wait until. Let's have a look. No, I know what I'll do. If forever, if the level equals 2. Oh, I need an if else actually. Sorry, if else. If the level equals 2. Oh, not 2, 3. If the level equals 3. There we go. If level equals 3, then we will show. Good. Otherwise, we will hide. There you go. So if the level equals 3, we'll show. Otherwise, we're going to hide. Good stuff. And once we've done that, what we'll do there is we'll add another one here. Good. There we are. And there we go. So if the level equals 3, we will show him. Otherwise, let's hide him. And what we'll also do is do a separate loop here for him. And this will be his movement loop. So at the start of the game, let's move him to here. Let's go down to the bottom. There we go. Good stuff. And forever, let's just go up and down, shall we? So we'll do glide. There we go. Glide, glide, glide. Where's my glide at? There it is, glide. Good. Let's start there. Let's glide to the bottom one. And then let's move him up. And we'll glide him up to... We'll just glide him up to there. There we go. There we go. Good. So we'll just swap that round. So what it does, he glides up to the top. And then he glides back down. What we'll also do as well is if you put a next costume... Where's next costume? If you put a next costume in this one here, hopefully, when we get to level 3, we'll find out in a second. Don't know why that's crashed there. We'll find out what's going wrong there in a minute. Here we go. And let's have a look. There he is. So he's going up and down in there. He's a little bit quick for me, but we'll find out what's happening there in a second. Good stuff. And let's see. We'll find out why he's not dying when it crashes into there. Okay, so let's have a look. Why is it not crashing in there? Or why is it crashing? Why is it not working? Right, what it must be, because it's got stop script here and stop script there. These two must be interfering with each other somehow. So what we'll do instead is let's take that stop script out of there. Let's get rid of that one. So what we'll do is we'll stop the other scripts in this sprite. Okay, good. That'll stop all the other scripts. And then what we'll do is, there we go. There you go. We'll broadcast restart level. In fact, no, what we'll do is we'll stop all the other strips in this sprite, and then we'll broadcast restart level, which will restart level, which will redo that as well. Broadcast restart, and then stop this script. There we go. So we stop all the other scripts, we broadcast restart level, and then we stop this script. So hopefully that now, boom, that's okay. That's looking a bit better. Let's try again. Boom, there we go. So there's just a slight glitch in there. Let's just make sure it's actually sorted. There you go, and game over. Perfect, good. Now, what was the other bits and bats? Let's have a look. Yeah, that crab. He was moving a bit too quick, which means that this glide time is a bit too slow. So let's too fast. So let's put that as 3 seconds. Good stuff. Let's go through to there. Let's make sure that's working. Here we go. There we go. There you go. That's a bit better, isn't it? That's a little bit better. And he's moving. Looking at that, he's sort of pinching a little bit quick, is it? Or is that just? No, I don't think he's pinching. I don't think he's pinching a bit too quick. I think it's just he's. I think he's just a bit small, so you can't really see it. Okay, good. But that's perfect. So what have we got there? Well, we've got a helicopter that flies. We've got an enemy that moves. Of course, at the moment here. At the moment, if the crab touches the helicopter, then not a lot's going to happen. So what we need to do here is, if touching colour, there you go. Let's swap that, because we want the same thing to happen if he touches the crab, or if he touches the floor. So we'll say there is, we'll say, oops, I'll get rid of that. Or, there we go. So if he's touching the colour brown, or he's touching the crab, there we go. If he's touching the crab, oops, not the edge. There we go. If he's touching the colour brown, or he's touching the crab, so that needs to go back in there. If he's touching the colour, or he's touching the crab, yep, get rid of that one. Then either way, he will die. So let's just try that. Let's just find out. If he's touching, yep, so it works if he's touching the wall. Let's find out again. Let's see if we can get through to level 3 without dying before we get to the crab. There you go, we're on to level 2. There you go, level 3. And now if I touch the crab, there we go. We're back to, yeah, there you go, we're back to the start of the level. Let's have a go at trying to get past this crab. Let's make sure it's not too hard. There you go, perfect. And there we go. Brilliant, that's your game. So, what could you do to improve it? Well, you could add some sound effects. So as he goes up and down, you can add some sound effects. If you could add more levels, you could add more baddies, you could add some power-ups, that's fine. You could do all of those things, but whatever you want to do. Thank you very much.